Welcome to Pottorff's Behind the Blades, Not a Podcast. Today's episode answers the question, can smoke dampers be installed outside of a rated barrier? I'm Stephenie Ravenscroft, and joining me is Josh Parent.
Hi, Stephenie. Yeah, in other words, do they have to be right in the wall or floor that's rated, or can you slide them down the duct a little bit and call it good?
Before we talk where you can install one, let's talk about when you even need one.
Smoke dampers generally come into play when a duct or air transfer opening penetrates certain fire and smoke resistive assemblies. Think smoke barriers, smoke partitions, shafts, and other protected separations. The code sections that lay out these damper locations live in IBC and IMC damper requirements like IBC Chapter 7, Section 717 in many editions.
And a big aha for new folks, a smoke damper is not automatically required just because you have ductwork. It's typically tied to the type of barrier you're crossing and the building's life safety design, especially in places like healthcare where smoke compartments matter. Now back to the main question, can it be outside the rated barrier?
Here's the practical baseline most people should assume. Most life safety dampers are intended to be installed at the barrier opening, basically in the plane of the wall or floor assembly, and then installed exactly per the manufacturer's listing and instructions.
Right, and the reason is simple. The damper is part of the barrier's protective strategy. If you move it away from the barrier without approval, you're changing the tested installation concept.
Here's where people get tripped up. In some cases, a damper may be allowed outside of the exact plane of the barrier, but only if the damper's listing and manufacturer's installation instructions specifically permit it.
Exactly. You'll see manufacturer instructions that say things like,
if it's being used as a leakage-rated damper only, it must be installed within a certain distance of the smoke barrier. Examples out there show limits like within 24 inches in some published instructions. And some products or arrangements are explicitly approved for out-of-the-wall or out-of-plane scenarios. Again, it's only when it's part of the listed installation method.
So the correct answer isn't a blanket yes or no.
If the listing instructions allow it, and you stay within the permitted distance configuration.
No, not as a convenience move just to avoid a clash or make it access easier.
A quick moment of clarity. When someone says rated barrier, they might mean one, a fire resistance rated assembly, like a 1 or 2 hour wall, or two, a smoke barrier or smoke partition, which is still a life safety boundary even when the conversation casually calls it rated. And that matters because the code triggers for dampers depend on what assembly you're penetrating. The IBC IMC language ties damper requirements to specific conditions, firewalls, smoke barriers, shafts, and certain air transfer openings, for example.
So if there's no applicable protected separation being penetrated, no smoke barrier, no required partition condition, the better question is, why is there a smoke damper here in the first place?
Because extra dampers can create pressure drop, coordination issues, and future inspection testing obligations.
So if you're on a project and someone asks, can we move this smoke damper outside the barrier? What should they check?
That's a great question. 1, what are we penetrating? Smoke barrier, a smoke partition, a shaft, fire-rated wall. 2, what damper type does the code call for at that location? 3, does the damper listing and instructions allow out-of-plane installation? If yes, what distance and what details? Sleeve, retaining angles, breakaway condition, access, etc. 4, can it still be inspected, serviced, and tested? Because it's going to be. And 5, AHJ alignment. If it's unusual, get it blessed early.
Here's the bottom line and the conclusion to this episode. Smoke dampers can be installed outside a rated barrier. Sometimes, but only when the damper's listing and installation instructions explicitly allow an out-of-plane configuration, and you still meet the code intent for the barrier. If you're moving it just because it's easier, that's where you get red tags, rework, and awkward phone calls, and nobody wants that. If you'd like to know more, visit us at www.pottorff.com. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Behind the Blades.